All right, guys. Cash, come here, get behind. We are at the Ruth Lake trailhead. I'm with Shad and my son Dustin. Cash, of course, is with me. And we have another truck parked down at what I call the Spaghetto Lake trailhead. It's the Bourbon Lake trailhead. And we are going to go up right past Ruth Lake, over to Jewel Lake, hit Teal Lake. There's a basin over here I've never even been in. We're gonna hit a couple lakes in it, hit Whiskey Island Lake, over to Bourbon Lake, out Spaghetto Lake, and make a loop out of it. This was kind of a last minute adventure. It's about, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Supposed to be roofing today, and job fell through. Some of the material didn't make it, so I'm in the mountains. We may come out at dark. I'm not sure how long it's going to take us. I'm sure we're going to do probably 8 to 9 miles today, and hopefully the fishing's good. I got a new fly rod, and I'm excited to try it out. So not going to do a whole lot of filming of the Ruth Lake trail. Everybody's done that, but once we get up into the country we haven't been in, we'll throw down some video.
Cash.
Okay, Cash is super excited. Dustin, super excited. Shad almost forgot his fish pole, had to go back. I'd have made fun of him if I had to catch all the fish today.
That would have been bad.
That would have been bad. That's never happened before.
Whew.
Oh. And last week, I think it was, 70-year-old lady up on top of Hayden here had a big old rock fall on her and had to be life flighted out.
What?
I know. I think I've been up on Hayden about at least six times, summited it, and never even thought of that.
When we were at Prior, the big rock slide.
Yeah, up on top?
Yeah.
All right. All right, we made it to Ruth Lake. We're not going to stay here long. Ruth Lake is up top. Or Ruth Lake is here. Hayden Lake is just over the little rise over there. We're gonna keep trucking though. Everybody's doing good. Smiling. Hayden Peak in the background. Cash is excited. All right, let's hit it. All right, we got in between Naomi Lake or Ruth Lake, whatever, and we're almost to Jewel Lake, and the flowers are still out. Of course, there's a lot of water in here, but
I want the blueberries.
yeah, we should be hitting
I think it was the week before school. There's berries everywhere.
the blueberries and the cranberries.
The
And the raspberries should be out if we can find some.
Currant berries.
Now this must be bearberry, because this doesn't have the cranberries on it, but they look so similar. Or the blueberries do. Oh, man, it's just field after field of flowers. Goodness gracious. You guys are following me. You're suckers. There's got to be a better trail than that.
There we go. We can just follow this trail down to...
Yeah, so we came over way higher than we thought we did, and we've hit the trail. This is Liberty Lake right here, and we've hit the trail from Hayden to Jewel, and we'll take it. Okay, so we made it to Teal Lake, and this is the first place we're going to break our fish poles at. We'll probably carry them whole from here. Oh, they're jumping just right off the shore. I like it. So our next goal is, well, let's start here. Shad and I camped up here the one year we stayed. There's a really nice campground just on this other side, but we're actually going to go around this finger here and go up into this next drainage, and then just on the other side of this mountain here, down at this end, is Whiskey Island Lake, and we're going to cut over to it, and then Bourbon Lake from it, and the smaller lake, and then we'll hit that our other truck. But yeah, these fish are feeding right off the shore here, so I'm going to get a fly on and catch something. Dustin with his non-fly pole, and that is a nice fish right there. That is a very nice fish. First one with the fish on. And he's got to be 12.
A cutthroat.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay. So I had one hit my fly but not take it. Dustin caught one and I think Shad caught two, which is pretty normal for my way I fish. There's actually a family over here. It seems like they're camping. We've invaded in on their space. So up and over, we're gonna go hit the next, there's a little pond not too far from here, and then there's another lake and not much further. So we're gonna go hit both of them. See if we can do any better, but I've really killed it at this lake before and got skunked today. I guess that's how fishing is. We're not catching, we're fishing. Okay, so not 100 feet from Teal is this little body of water here. I'm not really seeing any signs of fish, but we'll walk the edge of it and then we got to keep scooting. All right, new territory.
Right.
We've crossed the finger coming off that end of Teal Lake and are dropping down. We've spent 2 hours getting this far and we're a quarter of the way as far as we need to go. So, whew, we may end up skipping a little bit of the tour we were going to take, which is too bad because I've been everywhere else, but we got to go everywhere else I've been to get out. So we'll see what it looks like. If this first lake has fish in it, we may do a quick tour. Okay, that little marshy spot of grass down there is one of the first lakes we planned on going to, but I'm not going to even walk down to it. We are going to go up here. There's one that looks on the map twice as big as that, and that might even be a letdown too. And if it's no good, we're going to bypass the whole rest of the cirque and shoot straight over to Whiskey Island, where I know the fishing's good. Hey, we're getting our first glimpse of this lake, and it's actually looks pretty good sized. Shad and Dustin saw a big old buck up on this hill up over here as we were coming up, but I'm sure he's hauling the mail. If there's fish in this lake, they probably don't get fished all that much, because this was quite a hike. Okay, so somebody has spent a lot of time to do this. I'm just guessing there's fish in here, because there's a table and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rock chairs and a beach. Now, I just saw a video on YouTube of a guy bragging about his favorite lake that had a red beach like this, and no one could figure out where it was. I'm not sure that I stumbled upon it, but man, this has as much potential. You don't usually see a sandy beach in the Uintas. So I'll see if there's any fish in here. Okay, so this just isn't our day. There's a little pond with absolutely nothing in it, just over the hill from this lake over here that we can't seem to catch anything in. So I'm like, I don't know how many lakes I've fished and haven't caught one. As big of a dry spell as I like. But this is someone's either elk camp, or we just don't know how to fish, or came at the wrong time or something, because they put a lot of effort into that campsite for there to be nothing up here. Okay, so we got a nice walk through the meadow, and we've got to come over here and start going up, or we're gonna have to hike back up the hill.
What does it look like? The field of death.
The field of death, Camus, but it's little purple flowers and yellow flowers. All the I can't think of the name of it. I've always called this big leafed plant moose cabbage, and it has another name than what it really is. Oh, there's a little bit of a spring over here coming out. Anyway, it's drying up so much it's all turning brown and dying. Makes the very best toilet paper ever. Smooth on one side and fuzzy on the other. So we know we don't have to climb up any higher. We're actually elevation-wise higher than the lake we want to go to, but we don't want to hike down and have to hike back up. So we're gonna cruise over this little finger here and skirt around. All right, we found an outlet stream with a pretty good amount of water in it, and realized we weren't that far away from this other little lake that we were looking at. So here it is. It's got to have a spring or a water source on the other side, but it's awful murky. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of fish on it, but it's pretty. We'll take that. All right, you're not going to get your fish pole out?
Me?
I wouldn't bother, and mine, all I got to do is unhook my fly and throw it out there, but
I see the bugs landing on the surface and nothing's happening.
yeah, pretty much. So Shad and I are reminiscing our Thompson Lake trip by finding a boulder field that we didn't need to cross, right? Anyway, we're gonna pop down and hit this meadow. Right where this hill drops down is where Whiskey is, just around the corner, Whiskey Island.
Whiskey Island or something?
Is what?
This Whiskey Peak?
Yeah, this would be Whiskey Peak right here. But I don't want to summit it to go down the other side. Let's just go around it.
Agreed.
All right. We'd crawl under some trees and crawl over some rocks, but we finally found some spring. I don't think I want to drink out of this one. It's full of bugs. There's some good dark green grass here. I bet it's wet. It is not. Huh, it's grass as dry as a bone over here. I bet the right time of year a guy could sit right here and tag an elk. Some big moose prints up here. And a nice little pond. All right, I'm finally in familiar territory. The road that we use to come up when we hike over the hill to Fish Lake, there's a spur of it that comes just down over the hill here, and this is how I usually get to Whiskey Island. And I've walked by this pond down here, oh, bunches of times. And you catch this trail right here, and it goes right to the lake. All right, folks. Here is Whiskey Island Lake. It's one of my favorite lakes because it's so hard to get to. Nobody likes to come here. But I've never, ever not caught a fish here. They're all grayling. One of my favorite little campsites is right here. Oh, they're all over. They're not very big. It takes 2 to 3 a piece to get a belly full. But there's where I usually build a fire and hang out. We're not going to do that today. I'm going to grab a snack and a drink and go catch a fish. You can see them rising. But it is a beautiful lake. And there's the island. All right, as usual, I lied about the order. I got a fish on. Okay, there he is out of the water. We're actually going to keep some of these and take them home and do a fish fry tonight. I do like my grayling. All right, the shadster, the fish slayer. That's a nice one. I think I'm looking straight into the sun. That's a nice size grayling for sure. Shadster's at it again. He got him another one. We're gonna let that one go. It was pretty small, but they're all nice. I remember being up here years ago, they were all 5-6 inches long. Right, Shad the fish slayer showing off again. This is what, you're like 6th or 10th or 20th?
Oh my heck, I've had so many.
They're nice. I mean, they're grayling nice. Okay, finally got another one on. He's jumping out of the water. And they do like that cinnamon ant that Shad made. Man, he's look at this.
He's fighting so hard.
He's cranking my pole down and then. Okay, well, we're coming out of Whiskey Island Lake with a grayling apiece. Dustin's wife is pregnant and due any week now and was craving fish, so we just got to get out of here before it gets dark. We probably have a 2.5 hour walk ahead of us, and I don't know that we have 2.5 hours of sun. So we're going to jam. All right.
Well,
Dustin's got my fly pole. He brought it to the water, and we really needed to go, so that was perfect. So, just over the edge down here is this little outlet, and there's fish in it too. And I've had as much luck fishing it as I have the main lake. So Dustin forgot to gut the fish, so we had to go back and do that, and then he forgot his fish pole, so he's going back to do that. So, boy, I gotta go catch one more. Just one more, Mom, just one more. Well, welcome to my trail. Normally when I come to Whiskey Island Lake, there's a road that drives within a, I don't know, half mile or so below it. And it bypasses all of this boulder field because we've come across, well, as far as you can see in boulders. We're going to get up here and hit the main road. Which will be a much easier hike, but I wanted you to bring you along for this. There's a reason no one's up here, and this is it. Okay, so we got through the boulder field and we're in this kind of terrain and we're making really good time. We're going to run into a road here directly. And last time we were up here, we saw a moose. And she could have cared less that we were even here. And I'm starting to see trees that have been cut with a saw. And that is a good sign that people have been here. And here's the road. No? I'm not sure, actually. It looks like it used to be a road. Okay, I believe we're in the meadow that we saw the moose in when we were coming out of our Fish Lake hike. Which means the road's right at this other end. The main road we were looking for, we decided to bypass the other road and just cut straight across. And we're having so much fishing at Whiskey Island Lake. Ooh, a little wet right there. We forgot to leave. So we are probably going to hike to Bourbon Lake and just follow the trail out and skip Spaghetto Lake. Oh, yeah, this is where the moose was standing. It was right here. Yep, and we took a picture from the road right here. All right. Okay, so we got to the little pond before Bourbon Lake, and we found the main trail that'll take us right out to our truck. We skipped one lake way high up in the cirque that we'd never been in before, and we've skipped Bourbon and Spaghetto that we were planning on going to, but the sun is going down rapidly. We were having too much fun. We were going to spend 20 minutes at Whiskey Island, and it was an hour and 10 minutes, I think, before we finally tore ourselves away. So, nothing but trail all the way out now. All right, so this is Whiskey Creek. This is the drainage out of Whiskey Island Lake. Normally when I go to Spaghetto Lake, if I've come to here, I've gone too far, but normally there's a massive amount of water coming out of this because I'm usually early in the spring. This is the lowest I've ever seen this, but it's still pretty. Okay, we've come down another section of the trail that overlooks Whiskey Creek. And the highway, well, it's hard to see, but I can see his truck right there, my truck right there. Okay, back to the truck. 8.55 miles. The fish slayer over here caught all the fish today. Dustin and I caught one each.
Really?
No, I caught two.
Yeah, you caught more than me. I caught one at the first lake we went to.
So, quite an adventure, and I totally am going to come back and do this. Come here. But we'll hit those other 3 lakes, and I'd love to do it as an overnighter where we stopped at Whiskey Island and spent the night there. That'd be a fun place to just fish. So, appreciate you guys coming along. Thanks for the subscriptions, thumbs up, share, all that good stuff. And guys, get out there and find your own place. Adventure on.